Hey everyone, how's it going? Whew. Oh man, it has been a long time. I think it's been about maybe like 2 years since we last gathered here and streamed together. Yeah, well, a lot has happened since then, and I'm excited to catch up. Just a quick recap on what has happened over the past 2 years. Well, it was in the middle of the pandemic, right? And no concerts. I'd started a Discord server. Many of you whom are here today, thank you. And also had recorded an album in my own room. That was pretty fun, called Solace. And yeah, like everyone else, I was getting a lot of much needed rest, right? So to give you context, I was like playing 100 concerts a year before the pandemic, and then suddenly going to like zero. It was like, 100 miles at an hour to zero. It was like mental whiplash, to say the least. And so it was like, okay, a lot of self-reflection that occurred. And I was asking myself a lot of questions, right? Like why do things have to be a certain way in the industry? A lot of things that had bothered me a little bit before, but I didn't really have the time or the mental space to think about. And because you guys know by now that I'm the type of artist that goes beyond. Like, I like to do more than simply walk on the stage and perform, right? Like, you guys know that like there's a lot of other things that I enjoy doing and that I'm passionate about, right? And you often hear like of people compare artists or artists even express themselves that they're like a conduit. They're like for the music, right? They're like, I like to say it's like a straw. I'm like a straw I'm not the juice, and but the juice is coming from these great composers, Bach, Beethoven, Mendelssohn, and that I'm the straw, right? So you gotta be the best straw to get the juice to the people. I mean, that's the sort of, I think the way that I was thinking about it. And if that was the case, then, and if music was going to be the vehicle, then it was going to be about the people. I mean, music is important, don't get me wrong. Like, I think that there's a little bit of this taboo when artists are like, I care more than about the music. But I realized to myself, if I was going to double down on this idea where I was going to have to like reevaluate, I think the way that I measured success, right? Where it wasn't going to be about being the best technical violinist or even being the best violinist or musician. It was suddenly about being the best artist. So what does that mean? Being the best artist. And as I was thinking, it was like, okay, I think that it means that there's a new measurement for success, and that it was going to be about positive impact, creating as much positive impact as I can. And I realized that there were many ways to do that, right? But then on top of that, following this thread, I was thinking, okay, I could try and create positive impact coming from myself, right? But what if there could be a community of, people who could inspire each other, who could create that positive impact and support each other and give each other feedback. So that was an idea that I had at the time. And to give you context on why this idea is I think is a novel idea, is because even though music is often seen as something that brings people together, that that it's about sharing artistry, it sometimes can also feel like the opposite, right? It can feel closed, it can feel like you're not good enough, especially in classical music, right? And it can be very competitive, where knowledge is guarded jealously and secrets are sort of kept where people don't really show the process of how they develop and learn. So, I mean, bring it back to when I was a kid. When I first started learning the violin, I remember it was just like so much fun, right? It wasn't about all the other stuff. This was a time when I wasn't yet serious yet, right? So I was passionate about it. And I remember just sitting on the floor of my teacher's house, and we were just all playing for each other, listening to each other, what we had been working on throughout the week, and just really supporting each other. And I think that since then, I realized that I'd been looking for that feeling. It was a magical feeling. And realizing that, like, hey, wait a second, why does this feeling come so few and far in between things? Like, why is it so rare to have this feeling of, okay, where I'm just like, I'm here, I'm just enjoying myself, I'm not being judged, I'm just sharing, right? Like, why is this, I'm being motivated, why is this feeling so rare? So, that magic sort of got lost along the way, right? As things got more and more serious. And it was like, I was constantly trying to find that back. And occasionally I would. And those moments would be amazing. But then it would kind of be like going back to the serious mode again and not being able to seek that out, especially not on a whim. So I think it's interesting that there's, in learning music, that there's this expectation that you have to make a choice, right? At a certain point. I keep saying, like, I wasn't serious yet, or I was serious. And the reason for that is because I think that there's a choice that after a certain point you're learning, you're not making that choice yet. And then suddenly, where you're good enough, where you kind of, people expect you to just go pro, or you're not good enough, and then you kind of have to quit, And I think that that's such a shame, right? Where do those people, like, what happens for those who aren't good enough to go pro, or don't feel like they're good enough to go pro? I think that was something that I was very sort of curious to explore, and because, okay, think about it this way: like, you're good enough to go pro, great, but even then, it's a lot of pressure. You're not good enough, then okay, you feel like, I'll set this aside for now. I'm going to do other things, always with the intention of coming back to it. So maybe you might put your instrument at your parents' house or somewhere, and then you're going to come back to it, right? It might take a few years, but you'll definitely be back. But then a few years pass, and then 5-10 years later, when you're finally ready to come back, where are the people? It's most likely that, like, the people that you grew up playing around with, playing music with, orchestra, high school band, whatever, aren't there anymore, right? And so it's hard to feel motivated then. It's hard to feel motivated when you're not when you're not connected to a community. So that was also another thought. I'm expressing multiple thoughts of what was going on in my mind during this time. Also, I think another thing is that it's an interesting thing where people feel like they can't admit to playing an instrument seriously. That's another thing that sort of bugs me a little bit, and I think needs to change. Like you can't call yourself a musician if you don't have a certain level of proficiency, right? Like, I hear this all the time. I play the violin, but I'm nothing like you. And I'm thinking, well, that's why are you saying it in an unapologetic tone, right? Like, if you loved basketball, for example, you wouldn't compare yourself to an NBA player. You wouldn't be like, oh, I love basketball, but I'm not like nothing compared to an NBA player, right? There's this, and I think it's strictly in classical music, there's this culture that emphasizes excellence, right? That where if you aren't good enough, or rather, you can't just be bad, right? That's the thing. You can't just be bad, because if you're bad, it's kind of like you're offending your teachers, you're offending the composers, right? That's something that I think, and if you're Asian, it's double. But it's like dishonor to everyone. I think that's something also that needs to change as well. So all of these issues that were going through my mind that I finally had time to think about, right? Because it was the pandemic and I had a lot of time. And so during these past 2 years, even emerging from the pandemic, I was, on one hand, it was like, okay, are we going to go back into concerts? But on the other hand, I was like, well, what can I do that can change things? That was something that I thought what could I do that's larger than myself, that might affect things to change. I think that was something that I really wanted to explore. And it was during this time I was lucky to meet a lot of inspiring people. When I was picked up my stuff and moved to Taipei for a bit, I met a lot of cool people who had experience in building communities. People like the co-founder of YouTube, for example, like here where we are right now, and it's just was really cool to hear them talk about, you know, always this really uplifting manner of building community, of connecting people. It was a really cool experience. And as I was getting more and more inspired by all these things, especially around community, I realized, well, hey, wait a second, like I'm learning all about communities, right? And then I realized, well, hang on a second, I have a community too. Let's say, hey, you know, hi. I was thinking, so am I doing is what I'm doing? Can that be counted as like something that could make all these, could at least be the start to providing like a solution for people that can help them, you know, become inspired, stay motivated, and come together. So yeah, it was like that word community was in my mind a lot, and I get that it is thrown around a lot, you know, especially on social media. Everyone's like, oh, community this, community that. But I think it's similar to being a musician, right? Who just walks on the stage and performs and then walks off. You could just post stuff and count your likes. But I think that as soon as you have an interest in going beyond, where you start to explore other things that do take time and effort, and go out of your way to do that, it's when it all begins, right? So stuff like Discord was something that I felt like, yeah, this is, and you know, Discord gang is here. A lot of you are here today, and where a lot of these ideas around community started. But while Discord is cool, the platform isn't really suitable for everyone. I quickly found that out. You know, unless you're a gamer, it's kind of hard to use, right? And I thought to myself, well, what if we built a dedicated place for musicians, right? Of all levels. You know, you could be a beginner, you could be an advanced player, you could be a professional. That was dedicated to all the stuff we talked about, like being able to share progress, being a safe space, and inviting others to be like a part of your journey. What if we could do that, right? So that's what Tonic is, right? It's a space, a place that's dedicated to all these things. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today as well. That's what I've been working on for the past 2 years, is why I've been like, you know, really getting my butt kicked and getting my butt kicked and like over the past 2 years and just every single day learning new things, but being also inspired as well. So yeah, I think that it's important to have something like this. There's a need for this, right? That because we all need help motivating ourselves, right? We all need help like practicing. I think I compare it to like when you study with others at let's say at a library, for example. It's so much easier to do that when or go to the gym with your training buddies, right? It's so much easier. You could do it on your own. You could, with a lot of discipline, you could motivate yourself to do that, but it's just so much easier and so much more fun to do it when others are around. So Tonic is that place where you can practice and grow and motivate each other together. So also I think that it's also another thing as well for many of us who picked up an instrument, who decided, you know, we wanted to be a musician in the first place. I think back to the joy of like, what's the reason, right? What's the reason of doing this in the first place? Is it to practice your scales? Is it to like do that? I mean, those are necessary things, but what was the original reason? And I think that gets lost as well, right? I think it's two reasons. Like, the first reason is putting your emotions and your being able to like basically put everything that you feel into the music, right? But the second thing, and it's really important, is to be able to share those emotions. I think that without the second thing, without being able to share, it is like watching a movie halfway, or like starting a race and never finishing it. And after like years and years of this, I think that it's only natural that then you just sort of fall off, right? Because quitting music is never like, I don't know, like a hard decision, right? Quitting music isn't like, oh, I'm gonna stop, quit smoking or something like that. It's when you lose access to that sharing, to the community. That's and then suddenly you just phase out. So that's what I've seen, and that's my personal sort of views on how and what we can do to change that. So, okay. I've spoken a lot about, why Tonic exists and all that stuff, and I'm going to get into more. But let me get into showing you the app. All right, so 1 second here. I've got a top camera that is going to, my friend here is going to help me adjust this. Let's get this going so you guys can properly see what the app does. While that's happening, I wanted to also talk to you about we previously thought of practice and performing as two separate states of mind, right? Two like separate entities. And I think that it's interesting that where a lot of people say, oh no, you got to practice like 150% because and then 50% ends up being lost in the concert. And I'm just like thinking, well, really? What happened? What happened to that 50%? Like, what happened, and why was it different? And well, it's most likely because you weren't practicing in front of people, right? You weren't practicing in the same conditions. So that's also another thing, and I'll show you that in a quick second, where through the features of Tonic, through the product itself, you get to not be like practicing or performing, but you're sharing, right? Everything's like kind of this work in progress. It's not the final thing yet. And I think that's beautiful because it's what artists, that's what we do. That's we're on this never-ending journey, right? And that's what we commit our lives to. And I think that's what the ethos of Tonic is as well. So, all right, I'm gonna get into the app here. Oh, okay, you can see this. Ta-da! All right, so we're gonna open it up and we are going to start right here. Okay, so if you're, by the way, if you're downloading the app for the first time today, you'll need to set up your profile. But you can do that while I'm talking through this because it's gonna be important for later on in the stream, because we're gonna be doing a giveaway for those who join the Tonic live stream group, as well as a Q&A. So I know you probably have a lot of questions, and I see the chat. It is just like a waterfall. So make sure that you download the app in order to be able to ask questions and also participate in the stream later in the giveaway. All right, so back to here. All right, so here we go. So if you download the app for the first time, you'll need to set up your profile. Once you're in, though, you'll land on the home page, also called the Practice tab. And for those who are familiar with Tonic, you'll probably notice a few changes that we've made as well. So studios are our primary feature. So I'm gonna just start with that. It's basically kind of like your avatar, you're in your practice space combined. It is where the magic happens. And you can see here, that's a little ray. It's a little ray right there. I made that avatar today. And you can also make your avatar today as well. And it's all roads lead to and from studios. So we'll get into that later, but I just wanted to show you and also maybe practice, or rather share a little bit of practice with you while we open a studio. So okay, let's open studio, and you can see here this is this little, you can make it private or public, but I just want to call out, like, I know that it can be daunting to play in front of people, right? That can be very scary. It can be a very scary experience, but it's also what's so rewarding. right? Especially in a safe space like this, right? You wouldn't go practice on YouTube, like live stream, right? Like there's no context. That would make people feel like, oh, you're performing, right? And they would judge you for that under those conditions. But here on Tonic, it's like, well, it's everyone's practicing, everyone's got to practice, and so why not share that and get ahead of the curve in terms of like getting that sharing experience, a little bit of that performance experience. So yeah, here we are opening the studio. Description, I'm going to put in, description, let's see. This is what we're focusing on. Thinking about my vibrato. Okay, something like that. Actually, you know what? I'm playing box, so why am I thinking about my vibrato? Thinking about my left hand. Here we go. And then we can play here. You can search for a piece. This is your playlist. This is what other people will see when they step inside your studio. So see what you're practicing. You can put down, it could be composer, it could be also a technique. So it could be like, you know, if you type in left hand, oh, dexterity and speed, there we go. All right, so we can start now. And then suddenly, studios begins. All right, so there we have it. Wow. And you know, you'll notice that on the top right here, there's like, you can invite friends here as well. But you know, we'll just see who pops by. We'll see who pops by. And so far, you can see here on the bottom here, there's a lot of people joining. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little demo of what the studio sound is like for those who are just joining for the first time today. All right. So you know, this is practicing. This is under the context of practice. So you see that I have to like caveat that on YouTube. It's just like, please don't judge me. Please, you know, I have to have this sign on the wall. In Tonic, you don't have to do that. So this is, but for those who are just stopping by, let it be known that this is not, this is just a work in progress. This is not the final finished version. Oh, you can see lots of, there we go, people in the chat here. All right, let's start. Just warming up a little bit, so I'm gonna try that again. So you could be practicing Bach, and then you could be, you know, you could be practicing something else. Like, let's switch over to some Sibelius. Oh yeah, we love Sibelius violin concerto. So then it displays there, like what you're practicing. And so here we go. So there you go. You have an idea of what it sounds like, and it's really cool. It really feels like a space. I mean, you've got, you know, I mean, we've got a pretty cool setup here today on YouTube, but you know, this took a lot of work, guys. So you know, all these things here, these balloons, imagine if you could just have this like every day, right? And that's what your studio is. And so pretty soon we'll, for those of you who are just joining today, you'll see a few limited options right now available, and we're going to be expanding that. So this is just the beginning. I mean, you see a stage right now, but pretty soon it's going to become a room as you grow and you progress through Tonic. So that's a really cool thing as well. All right. So once we're done, I think we're gonna people are still joining right now in the studio, but I don't want this to, you can hear me practice anytime on Tonic, and we can hear each other and support each other. So right now we're just gonna get this tour going. So I'm gonna say bye everyone, and we are going to exit out of the studio. All right, let's do that. Okay, so we are leaving the studio right now, and oh, sorry, I accidentally double pressed. Yes, close studio. Woo! All right. And so, return home, that's that. And then you'll notice that when you refresh, oh, I accidentally pressed, I'm so nervous from like playing that I accidentally pressed the wrong button. But, oh, you'll notice that here, you've unlocked a t-shirt, yes! So if you open your studio today, guys, you will earn a new item. And this is, we'll get into this later, but this is something that your avatar can wear. So now we've unlocked a Tonic t-shirt. This is so cute. We're gonna try this on. Okay, cool, wow. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. Look at that. That's so awesome. Yay. That's really cool. I didn't know that would happen. That was thank you, Rose. Thank you. So Rose is my co-founder, guys. So anyway, moving on. You'll notice that actually all of the practice stats will go into your what's called your dashboard. So hang on a second here. I'm going to just quickly swipe down, and you can see, okay, so we're going to close out the studio, and you're going to see that the practice stats are here. So you can see that we have streaks, this dashboard is here, and the dashboard is really great for those who like to hold themselves accountable, right? Like we all need a little accountability when we're practicing, even though we may not like it so much. But accountability is very, very important as much as motivation is. So you can see like how much you've practiced today, and we have streaks, how many studios you've supported, and you can also set a weekly goal as well, right? You can also set, mine is just set to 4 days a week, and it shows you how close you are to hitting your weekly goals. So your weekly goals can be anything that you want it to be. It could be 7 days if you're really, really ambitious. And as you can tell, I'm like just medium ambitious. So that's that. And then you can see also here works. So the pieces that you've played, right? Like we just played Sibelius Violin Concerto. So there it is there. And we also did left hand dexterity and speed. So you can see all of the pieces that you've played as well. And all of them are here displayed. And you can also see like how long you practiced them. So because we practiced them for less than a minute, we were, it's not yet displayed the time, but you can see here I've practiced Spain, or Bach Petita number 3 in A major, the Louvre for 22 minutes. And so that's really cool as well. That sort of gives you an overall sense of like how much you've practiced every piece. Sometimes, we can kind of spend too much time on one piece, and then you've got to prepare like 3 pieces, and then suddenly, it's just you don't keep track of time. So this is really cool. I wanted to also, let me, I'm gonna change my practice goal back down to 3 days, because I'm just, even less motivated. I can actually meet that goal this week because it's launch week, guys. And but this is what it is. Oh, you can see also all the previous studios that I opened here. So when I was warming up for my performance with the LA Phil, I was on Tonic. There's so many ways to use studios. But most of all, I use it for motivating myself. I use it for also getting into that mindset of sharing right before a performance. That's really cool as well, so that I don't get nervous. I also use it to listen to other people, which we'll get to later. So a lot of use cases. Also, oh yeah, you can see your achievements here as well. So you can see badges, and you can see these lovely, beautiful badges here that I've managed to accumulate. It's a bit like, I used to love Pokemon as a kid, and I would like collect all the badges and like all the gym leaders. Yeah, those were fun times. So, you know, there's a little bit of that here as well, where each badge represents something, right? Like award, for example, this one is for 100 days of you know, practicing. And it's really cool. So you get to see your achievements as well. Speaking of achievements, you'll also notice that there's challenges. So these badges are also a way to keep you motivated, but they're also, there's many ways of staying motivated. Challenges are a great way to like just join in on the fun with everyone, and get that quick motivation. So you'll see here that we've got the Henley challenge going on right now. Henley Publishing has kindly sponsored part of this challenge, and so thank you. And also, so we've got this challenge where we're trying to reach an accumulative goal of 2,023 hours. We're celebrating Henley's 75th anniversary along with the new year. So 2,023 hours of challenge here, where we accumulatively try to reach that goal. And you can see we've blown past that goal here. I have contributed 1 hour and 7 minutes. You're welcome. I got you. Anyway, continuing on, you'll see that, like, you know, people can reply to threads here. There are motivational messages that come on, and we've also got a leaderboard filled with a lot of motivated people who are practicing. So I'm trying to find myself on the leaderboard, but I don't. Is there? No, I'm just joking. Number 100 has practiced 7 hours. I have practiced 1 hour. I think we need to change the leaderboard so that it has like 500 people. Maybe even 500 people wouldn't be enough. Okay, it's launch week. I swear I practice more than this. That's true. Next week. But in any case, oh yes, one last thing before we move on. I wanted to show you that we have groups as well. And for those of you who join the Tonic livestream group up here, you will be able to be eligible for a raffle drawing. We'll be giving out prizes at the end of the live stream. So be sure to join the Tonic live stream group. And if you can't find it, you can always search for it. So for example, I'm going to type in live stream and switch the category over to groups, and there it is. Voila. So there you go. Oh, you see, 4 more people just joined. So that's that. We're going to be taking all the names at the end of this live stream and then putting them in a giant spinning wheel, and we're going to be drawing some prizes. So make sure you join the Tonic live stream group. And groups are a great way, by the way, to basically keep in touch with each other. You might be like on, let's say, on a practice streak, right? And you might be having a new sort of practice goal. And so you might want to join the goals and motivation group. And there, you know, you can basically be really motivated by your fellow people as well. Like, so, and then you can also go to their profiles. You can say, hey, oh, wow, this is so cool, Jessica. And I'm gonna now, you know, follow her and see, you know, like see what works she's been working on. If I played harp, that is. And I'd be like, she's playing a man for all that, which I happen to be working on. So I need to get in touch with Jessica. So there you go. You follow her back, and then boom, you're friends. Thanks for the practice tips, Jessica. So anyway, this is a great way to stay in touch with people, to meet people who can share tips and tricks, and you can also send photos and stuff like that. So this is a great way. There are lots of different groups to explore. There's of course there's a 2-set group. Guys, what are you guys talking about in here? Oh, I knew it. You were talking about 2-set violin. Wait, you were talking about Ray Chen. Oh my gosh. Wow. The 2-sec group talks about Ray Chen? Really? That's so cool. Anyway, those are groups. So that's a brief tour of Tonic. And you know about the raffle. We'll be doing Q&A later. So be sure to stick around for that. Before I get too long, oh yes, we have our next part. We are welcoming a special guest today on today's stream. And some of you might already know who it is, but just to draw it out a little longer, this is my very dear friend, Jasmine Choi. Jasmine Choi is joining us today. Hi, Jasmine! Wow, hi, let's get a sound check going. Hey, Jasmine, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Hear you, I can see you.
Oh, yep, well now I can hear you. That's awesome. Yes,
Great.
yes, I can hear you.
Whew.
How are you doing?
Great. I'm good. I've been enjoying your introduction and seeing the Tonic app, and I actually I have been one of the practicers for the Henley Challenge, and I practiced today and yesterday and met a lot of wonderful friends, musical friends on Tonic app. So I have to thank you for this wonderful classical music community. This is so much fun and just like back in the college days, but cooler, I think.
that actually, hearing you say that makes me so happy because there is definitely this aspect of I'm not sure if many people have like gone to summer camps and stuff like that, but there's definitely this aspect of like, oh yeah, like this is like kind of like a summer camp, right? Like a
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And also when I see all the other people practicing, it's like college days, going through the hallway of the practice rooms and get motivated just by listening to so many people actually practicing and feeling like it's not just me who has to practice. And on top of that, people are listening to you, commenting you, and I think one of the real positive parts, among so many positive parts, is that I get to be actually self-conscious. So it's a good practice for me that I feel like it's a practice, but a little bit like a concert, and people tell me how it sounds like, and I ask them some questions, suggestions. Like today, I asked them which flute I should use and which head joint I should use, and the comments were very productive. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. So even you at this professional level, you're still able to, feedback is still important, I guess, for you.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's so cool to hear.
Totally.
I wanted to ask you a few questions about practice, actually, since we're, it's such a often used word. So I would love to get your thoughts around that, and especially like talking about practice, your approach to practice now versus kind of like when you were younger. So when you're younger, did you practice did you practice by yourself, or did you practice like with a parent or a coach? How did that work?
Actually, I only practiced all by myself all my life. Isn't that weird? I don't remember having my mom around when I was practicing. And even I was really bothered by when anyone comes into practice room, even my brother, when he comes into my room and pick up something and go leave the door open even, I would so bothered by the fact that somebody could actually hear me, That was the part that I was so self-conscious about. But then, when you first told me about this Tonic app, I was really scared that, oh my God, I have to practice in front of everybody, even though they don't see me in person. Oh, now they're going to see my avatar.
Yes.
But then, as I said, it was a totally new way of practicing that people are actually listening and commenting. But it's, in my experience in the last few months, a lot of great things. More than, I would combine practicing only by myself, and then also practicing on Tonic. But I feel like I'm using different places of my brain. I don't know. I shouldn't say brain, but it's a different level of consciousness, I would say.
That's really cool.
It helps me a lot and imagining the real concert hall. And in a way, it feels like I'm playing in front of a teacher or so. That kind of a little bit of stiffness. I'm practicing. I don't have to be perfect, but somebody's listening. Somebody might comment.
Do you feel like I'm curious about like when you said about this different consciousness, let's call it, right? Because I felt that too. I felt that when I'm,
yes.
I mean, Tonic didn't exist right before, so it's like when I was practicing, I kind of felt like it was like this. I could put myself in the third person perspective, so to speak. Like I was more in the audience perspective, right? Is that like, does that kind of feel similar to what you're describing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When people are commenting, I mean, I don't have to look at the comments all the time, but then when I want to take a break, for example, today I wanted to make a little bit of a chocolate break. So I was telling them what kind of a chocolate I was eating, and then it turned into a real chocolate talk. And in this 5-10 minutes, it was really refreshing that I was having my sugar intake and then getting my brain a little bit of a rest, not only thinking about music, and we're talking about what's your favorite snacks and so. And then when you go back to practicing again, I feel like I could focus better. And also this helps a lot that just like in the concert, in the very beginning of the concert, you feel like, I mean, it is the fact, I don't know them. They probably know you more. And there's this ice that you have to break at some point. And in this Tonic app, when I was interacting with all the people who are listening to, and talking about, things like what kind of snack you like, what's your favorite chocolates or chips and so on. After this session, this break, I could feel more familiar with the people, and then, I felt more relaxed, just like in the concert, you feel like you know them a little bit better.
Got it. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. I see what you mean. You're talking about like the connection that you feel between people, and that's not something that you get to do so often, especially in practice, but also I guess even in a concert, right? Like it's hard to try things out in that context. Like I think about it like in a similar way in terms of what's most valuable to me when I'm practicing on Tonic on in front of people is that I can try things out in front of people, right? Like in that context. Have you ever had that feeling when you're in the concert and you're playing and then you're just like, oh, like I could have done for a split second, like a quick second, you're like a half a second, you're like, oh man, I could have done the other thing, but next time. Like does that happen? Does that happen? And you're like, you wish you could just go back and do it again, or like after the concert, you're like, oh man, I didn't do that thing that I was supposed to do, and I was like,
I know.
Right. And then I feel like in practicing in front of people, it's like that you get to do that first. You get to, or when we like mess up in the dress rehearsal, we're like, oh, well, thank goodness we already did that. We always like say that it's better to mess up than it is in the concert. So I feel like I have felt that that feeling and find that incredibly valuable when I was using it, like especially right before concerts. Make all the mistakes now.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I know.
Yeah.
And during your introduction, you mentioned that the classical music was a little bit secretive and a little bit personal, especially the practicing part. People are watching us mostly in the concert halls, and nobody was really talking about the practice session, how we progress and the all the in between, in the between the very first day you start out the piece and then the very final day when you play the concert. And then the whole middle part has been a big mystery to most of us and a lot of non-classical musicians. And when I think of, let's say, people who are not musicians but who want to learn an instrument as a hobby, for example, how would they know how to practice? How would they know how to get there? For us, we are used to practice since a young age, and we've gone through music schools, concerts, lessons, and auditions and all. But if you're a non-musician, just picked up a flute, let's say, or a guitar, and no idea how to begin. They just bought the method book, for example, and then the book says, play this and that, but then without the repetition, without the everyday conscious practicing, it's hard to get forward. But then when I think of this Tonic app,
conscious
these
practicing,
people are going to come to come to the Tonic app and see exactly the same situation as you are, and then you talk with each other in the group. So how do you start with this chord, first chord, or for example in the flute, how do you start out with this head joint? And then can you listen to me? And then you comment each other, and you can find all different levels of the instrument players. The beginners can talk with each other and so on, and it's a great community.
Right. So several things I think that I hear that you find valuable in Tonic. It's like, first of all, finding people of a similar level as well, in terms of, okay, so if you're just starting out on a particular instrument, you could meet somebody else who is also just starting out, and that's usually very difficult to do, and especially if you're not in as part of a teacher studio who organizes a studio class, let's say, for example. Got it. So which doesn't usually happen with beginners. I mean, unless you're a kid. I think that's one thing that I definitely agree with. I think that like adults trying to learn an instrument or get back into an instrument kind of receive this one size fits all. Well, you're a beginner, therefore I'm going to treat you like a kid, and that just doesn't work really well for adults, right? Yeah. So I hear that, and then the second thing I thought was really interesting that you said was about conscious practicing. That when knowing that someone could come into your room or is in your room, does that force you into a different sort of mindset that's like not that different from your usual sense? Like, is it, and how similar is it to practicing your usual practice mindset versus your usual performance mindset? Which one, where would you say that this conscious practicing, where does that lie?
The way how I perceive as conscious practicing is that you don't let your playing as autopilot. That's an unconscious practicing. I mean, autopilot could be, in a way, your ultimate goal, in a way, that you practice so much of the conscious practicing, and then you get to this level that you can play so well, even unconsciously. But then if you begin with the unconscious practicing, then you would repeat things over and over without having much progress,
Got it.
So I think if people from the beginning learn how to do this, I think they will progress much faster. And I'm sure in this Tonic app, as you talk about the same similar issues, then you would probably pick it up much faster than without Tonic,
Do you think that if you had Tonic as a kid, that you would have progressed faster?
Is this a fishing question? Yes,
of course. I honestly, because I think that it would have like for me been a way to let's say mock auditions or mock like performances, right? Like we always arrange that. And for me it was really hard to find people, right, other than my parents who would be willing to listen to me. So it's like but yet now it's like, oh, anytime, right, that you practice. And I think especially as a kid it was especially difficult. And you kind of feel self-conscious asking people, hey, can I play for you? Like, can I do that?
So scary. Yeah.
Like, did you do a lot of that? Like, as a kid, did you grow up?
I actually did. Yeah. I remember my mom inviting some of her friends or my aunts and sometimes my grandparents, or whoever who come visiting to our house. My mom would say, "Oh, you want to play something? If you want, because you have some audition coming up and so on."
Wow.
So I think in the
did you find that
beginning
helped?
It was
that helpful to play? For
yeah, it was actually always very helpful. I always learned something, even if these people who were listening were not necessarily musicians. It's like. You have to value everybody's opinion.
Got it. Yeah,
not even from the musicians.
Do you think that even if they didn't say anything, it would have just been helpful just to play for people?
Like, for example, my aunt might say, "Oh, that passage. I have no idea how you should fix it, but that passage sounds weird."
Interesting. Okay.
Even that's helpful.
Thank you, Auntie.
Right.
No, that's good to hear.
Thank you, but thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that sounds really, helpful in a way. I wish I had your mom, Jasmine, because like my mom was more like, "Oh no, you don't have to play for people until you're ready," and it was like, okay, that. But I do think, and I do wish that I had the opportunity to play for more people, and. Nothing against your mom. I mean, you did a great job. But I think it was like the value in getting to play for people is something that people just don't have, right? Like all that often don't have access to. So that's really cool. But in any case, I wanted to try and make to move on to the next part and make your avatar on my phone. So. I'm going to try and we're going to try and create Jasmine from scratch right now, because a lot of people are downloading the app today for the first time, and I just thought that it would be fun to see a little bit of all the different avatar options that we have. So
Shall I go on to the Tonic now?
Oh, you should be able to see it. You could just voice control my actions. So we're going to go in here and. I'm going to choose.
I love these avatars.
Okay, I'm going to choose. Which one do you think? Which one are you more of?
Well, do you have any girls version?
We're
talking about.
We are gender neutral here at Tonic. We are
okay.
very. It's just two different.
But I want to wear a dress, concert dress.
Oh yeah, so that's in the outfit. That's in the outfit.
White underwear. And just like that's too.
You have to practice more, Jasmine. We haven't practiced enough on the app in order to unlock more of the cool dresses yet, but that will happen.
Okay.
So we're in basic. It's like when you play video games. You've played video games before, right? When you start with when you're just basically in like rags. That's here. We've got to practice and progress more. The update just happened today, so I've practiced only like 8 minutes today, Jasmine. I'll do better next time, I promise. But okay.
Okay. So, body, hair.
Body, yes. Skin tone. Are you?
Is a beard?
Okay,
I don't want to have a beard on my avatar.
No, there's no beard. That's in the hair. That's in the hair. Let's see. Let's go to
okay.
Which one? If the beard is here, that's the beard. But we're not gonna do that.
Yeah. That's weird.
How about this one? I think that if I make the hair a little lighter color, you'll be able to see it more. Oh, Jasmine, Jasmine, you kind of have like brownish hair. There you go. Or maybe this one. Oh, there you go. That looks like a good. like similar.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Again, all the hairstyles. I can't wait till we have like the different types of hairstyles. But there we go. And then in terms of accessories, do you wear glasses?
Sometimes.
All right.
Well, let's try it. I want to see it.
Putting on glasses. There you go. So then we can you can have like a makeshift like Jasmine avatar. So right there, boom, starts. Oh, and then I should probably like choose the flute, right? So there we go, boom. Choose the flute, the instrument, and then when we open studio.
So do I actually?
Yeah.
Do I actually have to earn every clothes?
Yeah, you gotta earn your studio and earn all the clothes.
All right.
You can keep practicing to unlock items, themes, and more.
All right.
Jasmine, you can't just like skip to the end. Yeah, you gotta like.
That's a goal. Oh.
That's cool.
What about that gold dress? You know, the Tonic.
Oh, the gold dress. Okay, I'll practice a little more on Tonic and for us, and I'll see what I can do.
All right.
That sounds good. In any case, I want
incentive.
I know people have some questions to ask you, Jasmine, and ask us. I thought that it would be fun for people to have their first studio experience. If you want to ask a question, open a studio in Tonic right now and type in Q&A live stream, or Q&A is fine, in the description, and select the microphone as your instrument. Once we'll shoot, like Jasmine and I will then, we call it studio surfing. We'll go through a few of those studios, and then we'll select which one to answer, and then you can ask your question. You'll have to speak it out once I pop into your studio. So no typing. Gotta say it out so that we can hear your voice. Okay. So by the way, Jasmine, do you like while people are just opening their studios, I wanted to talk to you about you have some exciting things coming up.
Just updating my Tonic.
In terms of yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
You have some exciting things coming up as well. Like I know that you also enjoy teaching in terms of masterclasses, and that you have like a new Henley masterclass that's coming out. Or could you tell us a little bit more about that?
So guys, a lot of you are taking the Henley challenge. So the same Henley publisher is doing the virtual masterclasses for each instrument. So I've filmed a few months ago some of the flute fundamental videos, like tone, vibratos, articulations, circular breathing, scales, and all my warming up stuff. And on top of that, we've explored standard pieces, solo flute pieces, like Bach Partita, Debussy series, Telemann 12 Fantasies, and so on. So they will launch it very soon. They launched for piano and the cello already, but the flute is coming up very soon, I think, or in a few weeks. So that's what I'm also looking forward to. And with the Presser publisher, where I've been working with since, 10, 15 years ago. And we've now worked on the flute method books, actually. How exciting! I've actually written flute method books written in Korean, but this is going to be another one. I'm not really supposed to reveal the real title and all, but
what is it? Can you tell us what like, just without giving away too many spoilers, what the flute method book might be, or at least how many pages thick it is?
56 pages.
Okay.
And you will love it. So that's coming up in April. And also in Seoul Music Publisher, I think this is going to be in March. Oh, this is going to be soon, in a few weeks, 3 weeks. 4 volumes of the popular tunes for flute and piano. So this is a continuation from the flute method books in Korean. So I've written down every difficult pieces, but popular difficult pieces, doesn't matter which genres. So classical, jazz, pop music, OST, musicals, and so on. So this is going to be very playable for everybody, even beginners. And
that's so cool.
But it should still sound really good.
Yes, oh my gosh, I can't wait. So guys, like, make sure that you keep an eye out for Jasmine's flute method book out in April, as well as her flute arrangements from Popular Tunes. I can't wait for that one.
It.
That's going to be really cool, as well as her Henley Masterclasses on flute technique. So all those things, now you know where to practice those things when you get them. All right. All right. We have a few studios going on right now. Would you like to?
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look. Okay. So you can look at studios like this. Like, these are all studios that we could go into. Or we could also kind of like studio surf like this. Oh, you see Lauren here has a question, Q&A. So we can just join in and listen. So be like, hi. So we're going to ask your question.
I don't know if you can hear me. Anna was saying she was having issues earlier. Okay. Hi, Jasmine. I was wondering if you had any tips for like an adult, well, not really an adult beginner, but somebody trying to get back into the flute. I took lessons as a middle schooler, and so I want to get back into it, but I don't really know where to start.
So she took lessons as a middle schooler, and then like where would she start? Where would she start? Now going back into flute.
Okay. Well, I haven't heard you playing, but I would say pick a piece that you would really love to work on, and you would know which piece would be too easy or too difficult for you. I would pick a little bit difficult for you, because that's what
like a nice little challenge.
Keep your interest going. Yeah, exactly. When it's too difficult, you would lose interest very soon. So give yourself a little bit of a challenge, and within the range of your favorite pieces. And then, this is one of the best parts about learning classical music. You can find so many different recordings of that piece. So there's YouTube, Spotify, and
Jasmine's
physical
flute method
CDs
books.
You can get method books.
That's right.
Great.
Wow.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and then get inspired. And then
That's
come
great.
into Tonic app and start practicing and ask for comments from
There you
your
go.
colleagues. And who knows, I might come in and comment you, and Chen might come in, and this is what makes the Tonic and practicing even more fun.
That's cool.
So
yeah.
that's what I would do.
Oh, thank you, Jasmine, and thank you to Lauren as well for your question, and hope that your
question,
journey back into flute is gonna. Best of wishes, best of luck for that. We have let's studio surf some more. We are looking at here. Let's see, Miguel. All right, I'm gonna join in here. I'm also gonna hold up the phone this time so that we can get it. Oh, all right. All right, go for it.
Hi, Ray and Jasmine. It's very nice to meet you. I just wanted to ask, I'm going to play this week Sibelius Violin Concerto, and I haven't been a while since I played as a soloist. So you have any recommendations for me to have the feeling that I'm in control, since it's quite a difficult concerto to play? Thanks again for everything.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Miguel. I guess, Jasmine, I'm going to take that question since it's about Sibelius Violin Concerto. But you're performing the piece soon, and you're playing it. And I would say that, Miguel, like Jasmine said earlier as well, listen to many interpretations of the piece, and try to also like feel what best suits you, right? Like, as I think there's always these choices that we make as musicians that when we listen, when we have more options in front of us, that's when we can make those choices. So let's say, for example, I especially enjoy, artist A's interpretation of Sibelius of this particular, the opening part. I feel like it's extra icy, and I enjoy that. I'm gonna go with that, right? And then try to analyze it. Then person B, I love their, the middle section, like when in the sort of mini cadenza part, and I'm gonna take that. And so you sort of gravitate. You have that like pull towards certain parts of these various artists that you love, and that's how you start to form your own version and your own opinions of the piece as well. So that's a quick way to get inspired and then try them out, right? Like you need to try them out, because you might like them, but you don't know whether or not it's suitable for you in terms of when it comes to execution. And so trying them out, getting to practice those different interpretations, while of course starting with an awareness of which interpretations you want to go towards, is going to be the most helpful thing in terms of approaching not just the Sibelius, but just any piece in general that you're about to perform or play. So that's and good luck, Miguel. All right, so moving on, we have a few others. Oh, Gemma Shi. All right, we're going to join in here. Let's see. Oh, no, Gemma closed out her studio. So we're going to go with another one. Let's see who else is on.
A lot of you.
By the way, I know Jasmine is like so generous with her time. Jasmine, you have like a pretty early train.
Yeah, I have an early train to catch, and I haven't packed yet. I haven't unpacked yet from the last trip, but anyway.
No. All right. Oh, we have Christine Christine here. Let's
take another question. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's ask you a question. Let's see if she sees it.
Can you hear me?
Oh, sorry. There's some construction going on, but here we go. Yeah.
If you can hear me, my question is, I play two instruments. I play cello as my main instrument, and then oboe is my second instrument. But like oboe comes really naturally to me, but I really love the cello. And like I've been practicing it a lot, and I just wanted to know, if you play two instruments, and you really want to be a professional at the other one, like, is it worth keeping up the other one, or not really?
Oh, sorry. There's a bit of construction going on right now, so
right.
But I think I heard her question was like, basically there was the balance between two instruments and how she plays cello and also oboe. So what's the best way to balance two instruments? I don't really know, because I used to play piano, and I kind of failed at doing that and balancing out the two different instruments. So that was a bit tough. Jasmine, did you ever play two instruments?
I started out when I was 3 with piano and the violin, but this wasn't my concern to how to balance these two. I think I just went to the lessons, and I wasn't planning or thinking about how to juggle these two. It was just there, and also I didn't practice. I mean, maybe that's why. But the way I see it right now, when I look back, or to give what's your name?
Christine.
Your answer.
Yes.
Christine, the answer is that I wouldn't look too far. If you enjoy both instruments, I would just do it. And why not playing two instruments? I think it's always better to play more instruments. So, for example, I've quit, as you see, I've quit both piano and the violin, early age. But imagine if I have just continued all these instruments, doesn't matter how good I was or not, I think I would have really enjoyed it until now. And so you don't have to plan ahead so much until the end. If you like both of them, sometimes if you have more time to play on the piano, do more. Or if you have grown your love to oboe more, spend a little more time on the oboe. So I wouldn't think about quitting officially, you know. If you pick up an instrument, you never really quit. You can always pick it up and enjoy, just like sports, you know. I would go to skiing for like once in every 3 years, but I wouldn't say I quit, you know. As long as you enjoy, I think it's the best solution.
That's great advice. All right, we have time
like 5 cents.
for one more question, and I'm looking here. Looks like Marin here. Let's join in. I'm gonna ask.
Hello. We've actually spoken before, Ray. I'm not sure if you remember, but
yes, I do remember.
Marlon?
It's nice seeing you again.
Thank you. Go ahead and.
But anyway, the question is, I'm a composer, as you know, and I'm curious to hear your one tip for a composer regarding your instruments.
Oh, your one take.
Oh,
like what's an important
that's hard.
thing, I guess, for composers? Oh my gosh, that's a great question.
Oh, one tip for a composer.
Yeah, one tip.
See.
Yeah.
Oh, I have an
You wanna go
opinion.
first? Okay, go. Yeah. Okay, go.
You know, the number of the notes, they don't make it necessarily the greatest piece. So, in other words, don't try to put too many notes, you know? There could be a really beautiful piece with just a simple line, you know? That's my one tip.
That is
What do you
probably
think,
the
Ray?
most insightful. Oh my gosh, that just like blew my mind. That is actually really good. Yeah, make every note count. I mean, they say that about us, like too, right? Make every note count, but like suddenly for a composer, yeah, make every note count. Wow, I don't know if I could follow that up with anything. Jeez, because as a very non-composer myself, I've only arranged a few things. I'm sure, Jasmine, you've arranged a lot, right, for flute, and you've done
Just a few from the violin works.
things. Stolen the Mendelssohn violin concerto here or there.
Right. Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
No, we'd love to hear it. We'd love to hear it. So it's really cool. I would say that in general, that if there was one tip that I would say for composers, for creators, is just that you should try to find your I would say your voice, and try not to think about what you should do, you know. And I think that that's like one of the most important things of just growing up in general, like, and just becoming yourself, is that like there's all these rules placed on us, and that can be sometimes really I guess intimidating, and we feel like, oh, we have to do it this way, we should do this, we should do that. And I think it's important to learn the rules, but then very quickly learn how you want to bend them, and learn how to establish your own voice. Like kind of like earlier when I was giving the advice about like, you know, making choices, like taking from things that inspire you and making them your own. That's something that is a quick way to find your own voice. So I think that like for composers, oftentimes I think that there's like sort of this certain style that you feel like because you're a part of this group, you have to do that certain style, whether it be, you know, tonal, atonal, whatever it is, you know, experimental, non-experimental, you know, classic, neo-romantic, film music. It's sort of like try as many different styles as you can is what I would probably advise, because you never know, right? You don't know until you've tried it. So I think that's probably like the one tip that I would give. So yeah. In any case,
it's a very good tip.
Yeah, thank you so much for your question, and thank you for Jasmine also for the insightful answers. The next part we have is a raffle. So I've been mentioning this raffle, and we're going to do this together with Jasmine. She's going to give away the first prize, but so just a quick refresh. we're going to, so for those who are in the Tonic live stream group, your names from, in about 10 seconds will be taken from the Tonic live stream group and put, we're going to like gather them all, and then we're going to do a massive raffle. So before we get to that though, I thought, we're talking about composers, the last question, and there's, I'm thinking that it would be really cool to be able to listen to the Tonic theme song together. We have what you guys heard there in the stream loading screen was actually a new piece that was composed especially for us at Tonic. So it's so cool.
Yay!
There's no name to it yet. It's just the Tonic theme song for now, the Tonic suite, the Tonic theme. And it's composed by Alexander Temple, who I worked with. I had the pleasure of working with on Arcane, the Emmy Award-winning animated series from Riot, and it was just a pleasure to work with him. And he's so talented, and he's written this amazing work that really embodies the spirit of Tonic in terms of, you're practicing by yourself, but then practicing together is so much more fun and inspiring, motivating. So well, let's go ahead and check out. It's actually on the website, so we can go ahead and check that out together. And also, while we're at it, listen to this theme song, which I believe does have a bit of flute solo as well. So let's go ahead and
give it a listen.
Yeah. While people are gathering in the Tonic live stream group. So, all right. Okay. Oh, there we go. So you can see it starts like this.
Oh, animation too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Nice. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it's like the story is basically like, practicing by yourself can feel really lonely, right? And so you suddenly now it's like it's so much more motivating and so much more inspiring to practice together.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so for those of you who want to check out the website, it's jointonic.com, and you can learn more about Tonic. And it definitely embodies what we talked about today in the stream in terms of like, most of us practice by ourselves, and it's fine. It's also like you can do that, but that it's just like there's so many more things that you gain out of practicing together. You gain motivation, accountability. Sometimes it's hard. I remember I used to I used to kind of not practice when my parents went out, and then they would have to like, I don't know about you, Jasmine, but I wasn't perfect, okay? I wasn't perfect, and I used to...
You are not perfect!
No,
how dare you!
I wasn't, and yeah, so, oh man. So there's actually more. There's actually more to the website. We can scroll down. We can scroll down here. We can scroll down on the website and check it out. So if you scroll down, you can see that it's about sharing your craft. So you can see like different parts. Yeah, this is what a room can look like eventually. So when you collect like all of the things in the room, then yeah, your room is gonna look like this. So Jasmine, when you have, you were looking for that a dress, yeah, you gotta
the gold dress.
Practice a little more. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was given already,
Yeah. Oh no.
already.
Yeah. No, it's in there. It's in there. You just gotta practice it. Gotta unlock it. So let's scroll down a little bit more, and see. Yeah, the practice stats, and that we have. And so yeah, this is the seeing you're practicing as you go. Your weekly goals, the motivation, and scrolling down a bit more here. These are the groups that we talked about again. So yeah, making practice fun, and then continuing a bit more. These are all the different. I think it's important to stress that Tonic is really for everyone. It's people of all levels. So there's different aspects of this. If you click on like music students, for example, casual musicians, aspiring artists, professionals. This is a really cool website made by a French animation studio, actually, called Hervé. So if we go down a little bit more,
Wow.
you can see our industry partners. You should be in there somewhere as well. And then further down, we also have, of course, our community, who is so important to us. And if you hover over each of these little, we've got different how they feel about Tonic. So it's really cool. And then that's it. So you can check out the website. This is like a new website. It's been I've never had any experience with 3D animation until now, but boy, it is a complex being. Yeah, I was like, man, I just enjoyed watching Pixar and different like 3D animation studios as a kid, but never realizing it's so difficult.
It's so cool. Yeah.
Well,
when I saw your avatar today and my avatar, that was a whole new world.
Everyone can go check out Jasmine's avatar on her socials, actually. So definitely follow Jasmine she's on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube as well, of course, and all across all socials. Are you also on Twitter, Jasmine?
I have an account, but I haven't been there for a while.
Oh, okay. Yeah, me too. I'm sort of I'm trying to be better about it. There's so many, but
there's so many. Yeah. Hard to keep it up.
Well, I think I don't want to keep you for too long. So, but I do want to give you the honor, give us the honor to spin the wheel that we have prepared. All the people we've gathered all of the names into from who've joined the group, the Tonic live stream group, and we've put them into this wheel. So into the spinning wheel that we're gonna spin. Mm-hmm. So there we go.
How can I spin it?
So you're just gonna control it by your voice. So we're just gonna 3, 2, 1, clap, and then it's gonna spin, right? So the first, let's take a look at the first prize. What it is first before we spin the wheel. I want to take a look at the first prize.
It's amazing. Everything's possible virtually.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
So the Tonic backpack. Ooh. So we're giving away one of these, and you can put in your flute. This one is actually the Jasmine approved
case would totally fit.
Yeah. This is Jasmine approved, guys. So this one is a one of a kind. So definitely
perfect for traveling.
Yes, definitely. I'm so jealous because flutists have such a small instrument, and then here I am trying to fight these airlines trying to get my instrument on. Oh my gosh, it's You've never known what that's like, right? To have trouble getting on the flight, right?
No idea what it is. Right, flutist?
Yeah, conductors as well.
But I want that too. That backpack. I want it for tomorrow's traveling.
Yeah, amazing. All right, so we've got the wheel ready. We've got the wheel ready, and as soon as you're ready, just say 3, 2, 1, spin.
All right. Ready, guys?
All right, ready.
3, 2, 1, spin.
Nice. Oh my gosh, it actually worked.
Wait, did it work?
It's spinning. It is spinning. Who do we have?
Oh, cool. It's like a lottery.
Oh, it's JC. JC.
Oh, that's Jasmine Choi. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, JC's just like, wait, no.
Sorry, JC. Sorry to scare you, JC.
Oh, that's a good one, actually.
All right.
That's really good.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, JC. And with that, I wanted to, I don't want to keep you too late, Jasmine, because I know that you have really, really early
It's
flight
11
tomorrow.
p.m.
Or train? Oh my gosh.
Right. Train, actually.
Train.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it was great catching up with you and with all of you who are watching as well. Thanks for having me, and best of luck with everything, and we'll see each other on Tonic.
See you in the studio. Bye, Jasmine. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, bye.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. And so, all right, we have a few more prizes to give out. We gave out one backpack. There's a theme here. All right. So you guys can try and guess the theme. We're about to give out 4 t-shirts. Okay. So next prize. We gave out one backpack and then now 4 t-shirts. So, all right, let's take a look at the t-shirt and see what it looks like, because I feel like I haven't done laundry in a while and I really need to get this t-shirt. All right, that's a closer view. Nice. This is a Tonic t-shirt, and apparently that little orange thing means that it is like extra high quality wool, so like cotton. So it's like this is the supreme Tonic t-shirt. We're giving away 4 of these today for those who entered the live stream group on Tonic. So let's give the wheel a spin. First winner, let's go. All right. Here we have, it's Marine Layer t-shirt. That's what this is. Elizabeth Yu, congratulations. Congratulations, Elizabeth. All right, she's our first winner of one of the t-shirts. Let's get our second winner of the t-shirts going. Yeah, and I just got informed that it means Marine Layer t-shirt, which is a very fancy type of cotton, so to speak. Potato Pianist is the second. That's a unique name, Potato Pianist. Don't worry, we'll be reaching out to the winners from the live stream today, so be sure to receive an email from us. Let's go for the third one now. Third t-shirt winner. And thank you so much for trying out Tonic, for those of you who are new, and also thank you to those who have been here around for a while. Christopher Burke is the third one. All right. Wait, was that 3? That's only been 3, right? Yeah, okay. So we have one last one. Okay. The last t-shirt winner is Aitana Sanchez. Congratulations, Aitana. Congratulations to the 4 of you who won these t-shirts. Enjoy. They're super extra soft t-shirts. So, all right, our next prize. So we gave out 1 backpack, 4 t-shirts. The next is 5 microfiber cloths. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I've actually been using this on my instrument. So this is Strad proof, okay, guys? Like this one is like, it's like I've used it on the Strad and the Strad loves it. So, this is definitely for instrumentalists a must-have. All right, and we're giving away 5 of these lovely Tonic themed microfiber cloths. Let's give the wheel a spin. Nice. Okay, first up it is Claire. Wow, you guys, congratulations, Claire. Well, there's many Claires, but we know which Claire. All right, next, our second microfiber cloth winner. Oh man, I could do this all day. Is Maya Aoki. Congratulations, Maya. All right, let's get to the third one. All right, the third microfiber. Yeah, all the names are unique. So we have your, Magda! 4, yes. Congratulations, Magda. And I think this is the last one. So last microfiber cloth winner. You know, here we go. Maybe. Who's it gonna be? Bat. Wow. The names truly really are unique. You guys have unique names. Anyway, congratulations to the 5 microfiber cloth winners. And for our last prize that we have, we're giving away 1 hoodie. So have you we have 1 hoodie. Oh, there it is. Wow, this is great. This is a beautiful hoodie. Oh, this looks like it would be really comfortable to travel in. I can't wait to where's my hoodie, guys? All right, let's spin the wheel. This is who's gonna get the hoodie. Oh man, I should do. Wait, I joined the group too. Maybe I can get it. There is a chance. There's a chance. This one's also super soft, guys. Sophia Iskander. Oh, I'm so sad I didn't get it, but I'm so happy for you, Sophia. So thank you so much. Wait, did you guys get it? It was one backpack, 4 t-shirts, 5 microfiber cloths, and 1 hoodie. 1451. What is that? Music theory quiz. It's a perfect cadence. That's what it is. It's back to the tonic. Haha. Okay, sorry. That was a dad joke. But if you did understand it, give yourselves a pat on the back, because that was the theme here. Anyway, with that being said, thank you so much for being here today and watching the stream, being a part of our journey, and special thanks to the Tonic team, especially my co-founder Rose. Thank you guys. You guys have been wonderful to work with, and also have worked so hard to make this possible. Also, thank you to the community on Tonic. I mean, special thanks, because without you, I mean, this wouldn't. This will all just be like an idea, right? And it's like kind of like audiences with performers. And also special thanks to the lovely moderators on this YouTube live stream today as well, for also being here, helping people, many of whom are also outstanding leaders in the Tonic community. We call them captains there, but be sure to hit them up anytime you have any questions. You can also email us at team@jointonic.com. And thank you everyone. Wow, is that it? Did we survive? Did we just do the stream? Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to download Tonic today. All right, see you later. Bye. I did it.